a key question about what is exactly what should the Michigan standard be?
Yep.
And having gone to the school, class of 2014, I've seen the Dark Ages and Rich Rod and Brady Hoke, which I thought was very against Michigan standard. And I have seen Michigan obviously win a national title in 23, 3 Big Ten championships, 21 through 23, 4 straight Ohio State victories. And so for me, I want our school to be at the Ohio State kind of the, Alabama, Georgia at times level of top, always in the playoffs, competing for national championships, competing. If Ohio State can do it, why can't Michigan do it?
Yeah.
We beat their ass every year.
Yeah. So John, so this topic, when you sent me the show outline, I loved it because this is something that's been on my mind and also frustrating me, just reading some of the responses from some of the fans in the community. There is literally a portion of the community who feels as long as you beat Ohio State, it's a successful season. I am of the opinion that's insane. I think that is freaking insane to have that opinion. I understand the reasoning why they have that opinion. I also am of the position, and if anyone disagrees with me, we have a call-in show Thursdays, 8 p.m. Call in, let's debate about it. I think that position is nothing but cope. I think that position is nothing but trying to keep some sort of victory within your loss so it doesn't hurt as bad. The reality to me, John, is Michigan is a top 10 program in this nation. Okay. The standard to me is you recruit at a top 10 level. You beat your rivals. That includes Michigan State. That includes Ohio State and Notre Dame when they're not running. That includes winning and competing for Big Ten championships, not even competing, making the playoffs and competing for national titles. That is the standard at Michigan. Anything less than that is fucking insane. And if anyone thinks the program should not be held to that standard, it's because you're afraid to hold the program to that standard. And to John's point about, well, why is Michigan standard not as high as Ohio State's? And I know damn well there are Buckeyes watching this, and I know there are Buckeyes watching this. We know. We're even getting reaction videos to our clips. But
yes.
Before Ohio State had such an advantage on the recruiting trail. That gap has shrunk in the last 2 years. We are now recruiting in a similar league as Ohio State in terms of recruiting. And Michigan can go out and get whatever player they want. And they always, so far, in the new NIL era, in the new backing and with the donor support, we are getting our number one target every year, and we are landing other players who are very high up on the boards. Carter Meadows, number 3 player in the nation. That wasn't even our number one target. Savion Hyder was. We got them both. Michigan's looking to make some flips here in the next few months. Recruiting for the channel, by the way, we'll start picking up starting next week. But that's the standard. And anything less than that is bullshit. And to me, it's nothing more than cope. This is a new era of college football, guys. We're in the playoff era. And we're not just in any playoff era. We're in the expanded playoff era where 12 teams get in. If Michigan is not a top 12 team every freaking year, we are failing. Now, I can understand last year being a rebuild year, first year of the job for Sharon Moore, left in a bad spot by Jim Harbaugh. Completely understand and can respect that. That's fine. You got your rebuild year. We're now in year 2. This is a results business. We have to meet these standards. I'll tell you this much. I'm very confident the donors have that standard. And I know that because the donors want to win championships. They've even said this. Dave Portnoy's talked about this publicly. They're not spending tens of millions of dollars on players, which they are, to not make playoffs and compete for national titles. This is the new standard in Michigan. Like, this is the standard across the board for the top programs in the nation, John. There's no reason we should not be up there. There's nothing. The only thing that holds Michigan back from other programs who have similar objectives and goals is Michigan has a bit of an academic hurdle, but that's not enough to not have the same exact goals and standards in terms of results at the end of seasons. And And the only areas that recruiting stuff really hurts us is transfer portal, which is a big deal. And I'm really interested to see how this next transfer portal goes, but that's another topic for another day. We could talk about my concerns there, and I kind of hit on it yesterday, but that's where we are, John. In my opinion, that's the standard. Anything less than that's fucking insane. But by the way, if you do have an opinion that we are not aligned or you disagree, that's fine. Like, we can disagree on this, but if you want to debate it Thursday 8 p.m., I'm here for it.
Yeah, let me be very clear. When people say, "Oh, 2025 was always going to be like another rebuild year. It was always going to be like that," that makes me furious. You don't go out and get the number one recruit in the country. You don't go out and get the talent and build up and retain the talent that we've retained on defense and on offense. You don't do all of that and pay $12 million for a quarterback. You don't do all of that to go 7-5 again. And that's what TJ, that's what really gets me. Because there's no reason when Curt Cignetti is taking Indiana, Indiana, who's known for going 3-9 every year, folks.
Yeah.
And year one, he's 11-1. He goes to the playoff with Indiana. Year two, he's undefeated right now.
Right.
He just defeated Oregon, who a lot of people had as a potential national championship and still have as maybe a national championship contender.
And at Oregon,
at Eugene.
On the freaking road. Spotlight, nationally televised. Ohio State didn't even accomplish that. And I have talked to some Ohio State fans. They are so impressed with that victory because they know how hard it is, right? We know how hard it is. We just lost to USC out west. We know how hard it is to go out there. Indiana was the dominant team. Now, look, the Curt Cignettis of the world are very rare. It is rare to find a coach, so rare to find a coach who can literally make the talent play above its level. And not only that, play as a team at the same time. And that's what he's doing right now. Now, look, Sherrone Moore is not Curt Cignetti, is what it is. But we have a coach who is learning on the job right now. But at the end of the day, there still needs, look, John, we've talked about in the offseason what is considered a bad season. And the fans think anything less than 10 wins is considered a bad season. I know this because I've had these talks. My prediction was 9-3 originally. And fans would think that would be a failure of a season. You have to, that, to your point about the Underwood thing. Underwood has a 3-year window here, boys. Are we going to burn this year? And then what's next year? That don't make sense to me.
No,
that don't make sense to me at all. And that's disgusting, quite honestly. I don't even like that. I don't even like thinking about that. Yeah. So next year has got to be put up or shut up. Period. I promise you guys, there's no way Sherrone Moore will survive next season if it's anything like this. I promise you, there's just no way. And it's not even just me talking as a fan's perspective. It's just there's no way. There's no way the donors would support such a thing. There's just no way. So we'll see, man. I mean, we'll see how this season plays out. But in my opinion, to just rehash it, close it out here, Jen, unless you got some final thoughts, beat your rivals, recruit at a top 10 level, compete for Big Ten championships. The reason why I say compete and not win is because just get to that game. Win, obviously, but if you don't, make the playoffs. Make the playoffs, then compete for a national title. That's the standard. Anything less than that's insane to me. It's insane to me.
This is Michigan. This is a premium university, $20 billion endowment, one of the best universities in the world when it comes to education and historically sports, right? How many national championships across all of the
leaders and best, John?
Leaders and best. And so I think top 10 every year is what I want. I want playoffs. Yes. I want at least competing for national titles, and I want to beat Ohio. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So is all of that going to happen every year? Of course not, because football isn't as a battle of wills, right?
Right.
But at the very least, I want to be in the competition nationally every single year. And right now, we're falling short.
And there's no reason to not demand that from your program. We have the financial back and we have the support. The truth of the matter is, the thing that's holding us back right now as a team is coaching, not talent. Okay? And the fans know this, which is why they're frustrated. I'm frustrated. Okay. So it's frustrating. And to your point, like, are you going to accomplish all those goals every year? No, there's going to be a year where we lose to rivals, but we can win the Big Ten title. There's going to be years where we do beat the rival, but we lose the Big Ten title, but we make a playoff run. Look at Ohio State last year, lost to their rival, didn't even go to the Big Ten championship, or what happened to Big Ten? That's right. They didn't win the Big Ten championship, still won an Natty, right? You may not hit every objective along the way, but as long as you can at least ideally hit all your objectives. But again, to hit them all is very, not everyone's 2023 Michigan. Okay. Not everyone can hit every single target and objective, even when your coach is suspended on a witch hunt. But just, you have to hit these goals and objectives. You have to at least compete for these goals and objectives. We right now are not even in the Big Ten championship conversation. We right now are one loss away from not even being in the playoffs. Not good enough. And we have only 2 more years of Bryce Underwood.
Yep. He's leaving after the 2 years.
And guess what, John? And 100%. And guess what, John? The reason why things were a little better is because they have a true freshman wide receiver now catching balls, who led the team 8 receptions for 130 yards in his very first game starting, because nobody else on this roster could do it. Frustrating.